Hey guys, so back in January, posted my first PvP guide, and so, it did very well, and it was suggested by Mystic. In fact 10 months later, I still get comments on it, and since then, I wondered why hasn't anyone posted any guides after that. And that's where I decided to make this video, so let's start. So this video has two parts: team building and PvP itself. So let's get into team building. In a team, there is several components that are needed to make it balanced. The first of which is called a core, which is what the team is centered around. This Doodle's weaknesses need to be covered for the team to work properly. So for example, maybe you want to use Plangetang. Well, its weaknesses are water, earth, and melee. So the next Doodle can help cover those weaknesses. Other things you need are a rune, hazard setter, bulky pivot, setup sweeper. Another thing, if you have around 5 physical attackers and 1 magical attacker, that isn't a balanced team, because those 5 physical attackers could get sweeped by a magical attacker, awakened, or with enlightenment. I think a good way to understand this is looking at an example of a team. I'm not showing mine since I'm rusty, so this is a good example. So Calamander would be the core, the awakening, and a setup sweeper depending on the set. Arquat is used mainly as a glass cannon, which is a heavy attacker. Kill and Tell is usually a bulky supporter. Hazanation is a bulky magical attacker. Zerzura is another magical attacker which can heal setup and pivot. Magmatoad is a tanky physical attacker. And credits to Zealous for that example. Now, team won't always have all 6 of the categories, but that doesn't make it worse. It depends on the style. If it isn't specifically a core rune glass cannon setup sweeper, bulky pivot, and hazard setter, that's alright. No team is completely perfect, and each Doodle has weaknesses. Covering them is what team building is about. And experimenting is essential. Find what works best for you, and I promise you'll get better. Next, this is more common sense, but make sure you don't forget equipment, stat candies, and items. If you are unsure, showcases are always there to help. Now, as for team building specifically, that's all I have to say. So for PvP, this is one of the most important things. Predicting means to know the move or switch someone will do, and adjusting what you will do in that situation. So for example, if you get frustrated someone keeps spamming protect, let's say you have sharpen. After that, Doodle attacks it will use protect, which is when you predict that, and use sharpen, which is great for setup sweepers like bulky attackers and glass cannons. Or maybe you predict someone will switch into something that has the type advantage, so you can do the same. But if you're wrong, something called pressure can start happening. This is an imaginary concept, but it means when you make the wrong switches, and so your whole team loses chip damage. Actually, better word would be momentum, but yes, it does correlate to predictions. Now, previously got this comment, and I agree, it's about having a PvP mentality. But to expand on that, be prepared to lose. It's fine, everyone has been there, and it's frustrating. Here's some more quick tips. Try not to have several Doodles with the same typing. That's called type overlapping. And also, if half your team is weak to the same typing, I'd replace at least one, preferably with a Doodle which is immune to that typing. Also try having 2 Doodles which can swap into each other. This helps when you get further into ranked. Also always have a Thorns and Cursed Cloak user. Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald are also important. At least have 2 of those items. Crayons is also great. Another thing, try having abilities which can pair with items, or items that can stack with abilities, which I think is called a gimmick. This next tip is essential always, and I mean always, have at least 3 Doodles with a priority move. If a speedy Doodle is in the red and can blitz your whole team, you need a priority, or for it to miss. Having priority is always solid. Another thing, try to have 1 pivoter or support Doodle, preferably a bulky pivot. And that's all I have to say. This video was about 30% longer than the last PvP guide. Have a good day or night. Bye.